solemnly state that the testimony you may give in the cause now pending before this court should be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes.
Thank you. Please take a seat on the witness stand there. Feel free to adjust the microphone and state and spell your name for the record.
Louis Levin, Louis Levin.
Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor. Good afternoon, Mr. Levin.
Good afternoon.
Do you go by any other name than Louis Levin?
Yes, ASAP Lou.
Okay. Mr. Levin, in anticipation of the prosecution's questions later, would you ever commit perjury to defend Rocky?
No.
Would you ever commit perjury for anyone?
No.
Do you understand the significance of the oath you've taken today?
Yes, I do.
And do you take that oath seriously?
Yes.
Is this your first time testifying?
It is.
What do you do for a living?
I'm Rocky's tour manager. I also DJ, and I have a clothing brand.
And what are your responsibilities as Rocky's tour manager include?
Just doing the routing for the shows, make sure that the production staff is hired, the production is right, he gets there on time, just that we have a successful and good show.
Okay. And in addition to touring, are you also involved in Rocky's music videos?
Yes, I am.
And what does that involve?
Sometimes I'm featured in the videos, but most of the time I'm there to like help manage directors, producers, assistants, props, light, anything, just kind of the helping hand.
Okay. And how long have you worked with Rocky?
Since 2010.
When did you first meet him?
I met him in 2010 at a concert in Brooklyn.
And can you tell us about that?
Yeah, I was.
Relevant just to overall. You can answer.
Yes, I was actually a fan in the crowd, and I was a fan for him for a while, and I was in the crowd. He picked me out of the crowd and said, like, "You're hype, I like your energy, come up on stage." Went up on stage, and then after that went backstage and met him, 12E, Barry, Ills, just all the ASAP guys.
And did you begin working with Rocky at that time?
Not right away. It was a couple months after. It was either later in 2010 or early 2011.
And what was your first position with Rocky?
I was his assistant first.
And what did that involve?
Just like assistant tasks, make sure he's up on time, he makes his meetings, phone calls, he eats, his bags are packed, he's prepared for the day.
Okay. And was there a time where you switched positions? When you stopped doing that?
Yeah, I did that for about 3-4 years, and then I started being his tour DJ, and like when he did after parties or clubs, his DJ for that as well.
Okay. And when did you start becoming his tour manager?
I would say 2017, 2018, somewhere around there.
Okay. Now, in addition to the work you do for Rocky, have you held any other jobs?
Well, yeah, I DJ and I have a clothing brand.
Okay.
I DJ on my own. Yeah.
And how large are the venues that you DJ for?
It varies. I've done like festivals with a few thousand people. I've done smaller private events, like club events. It varies, but I've done international, domestic. I traveled for a lot.
Okay. And you mentioned that you met ASAP 12. Is that right?
Yeah, the first show I met Rocky.
And what's your relationship been like with 12?
It's been good. I would consider him a close friend.
And did you ever meet someone known as ASAP Relli?
Yes.
And what's your relationship been like with him?
Over the years, it's always kind of been up and down. It would be times where like we were good, and then like a week later, he would text me or call me and say, "Fuck you, you're a bitch, you're a faggot." Oh, sorry.
Overrule. You can answer.
He would text me and just be aggressive, like, "Fuck you, I'm gonna fuck you up when I see you, you're a bitch, you're a faggot," but then a week later say, "Hey, I miss you, we should hang out." Like, it's been like that ever since I've known him, really.
What's your understanding as to why it's been like that?
Your Honor, that's going to call for speculation. It's also relevant in perspective too.
What's your understanding as to why it's been that way?
What's your understanding? What?
What's your understanding as to why it's been that way?
The objection is sustained.
Okay. Mr. Levin, do you have any experience with firearms?
Yes, I do.
And are you licensed to possess firearms?
Yes, I am.
When did you get licensed?
In 2020.
And why?
It was COVID times, and it was pretty crazy. There was a lot of like home invasions, there's a lot of people getting robbed, there's a lot of violence going on, and I just felt the need to have something in my house to protect myself.
Okay. And what firearms, if any, do you own?
I own a Smith & Wesson M&P 9, I own a Glock 42, I own a 12-gauge shotgun, and an AR-15. Right.
What caliber is the Glock 42?
It's .380.
Now, what do you do with those firearms?
Take them to the shooting range, keep them in my house. So, yeah.
Okay. And do you consider yourself knowledgeable about guns?
Yeah, I would say so.
Are you personally aware whether or not Rocky's been the victim of prior violence?
Yes, I am.
Okay. And can you tell us about that knowledge?
I know he was jumped in a club in 2018. His face was cut.
Motion to strike the answer.
Hold on.
Sorry.
He can testify to what he has observed relating to that. If anything has been told to him, that would be an admissible version.
Thank you, Your Honor. So, with that instruction, are you personally aware of anything that you observed in terms of past violence against Rocky?
Yeah, that I personally observed. He had home invasions and a stalker.
And can you tell us about the stalker?
The stalker has actually gotten into his home before. I saw the security footage, and I've actually encountered her in person before, like just following me around.
Okay. And when's the last time there was an incident with the stalker?
It was Memorial Day of 21.
Around May of 2021?
I would say yes.
Now, do you know of any security measures that Rocky took in response to these incidents?
Yes, he started getting a security guard to sit outside his house for 24 hours, and he started carrying a prop gun.
Yeah, I'm going to object. Last Foundation.
How do you know that? What do you know about the security company and the prop gun?
I physically saw them, both the prop gun and the security company.
Objection withdrawn.
The objection's over. All right, the objection's over. Ask another question.
Thank you. So what's your understanding of what a prop gun is?
It's a prop gun is something that looks like a real gun. It doesn't fire a projectile. It makes the same noise. It looks like it. It's just, like I said, it doesn't actually shoot anything out of it.
All right. I think you just answered this, but were you personally involved in Rocky's decision to carry the prop gun?
Security, and I thought it would be a good idea.
Why?
Well, because of the prior violence, it's just a non-lethal form, like self-defense.
Okay. Now, you said you worked with Rocky on music videos. Did any of them involve prop guns?
Yes.
Which was the most recent one?
DMV.
Where was that music video made?
It was made in New York.
Who are the main characters in that video?
Rocky.
Do you know where Rocky got the prop gun that he carried from?
Yes, he got it from that video shoot.
And how do you know that?
I was on set and I handled it there.
Have you seen him take it?
I did see him take it, yes.
When was the DMV music video recorded?
July 2021.
So about a month or two after that May 2021 incident with the stalker?
Correct, yes.
Now, after the DMV video, how do you know that Rocky carried that prop gun?
I personally saw him and I handled it.
Did you see Rocky with it on November 6th, 2021?
I did, yes.
Where were you when you saw it?
We were in Long Beach at ComplexCon. We had rehearsals that day for the show, which was the next day, the 7th. During rehearsals, he does like a dress rehearsal where he gets on stage and runs around and rehearses his performance. While he was running around, he handed me the prop gun to hold, so it was in safekeeping.
And based on what you've seen and heard, did Rocky hide from his friends the fact that he carried that prop gun?
Not to his close friends, no.
And how do you know that?
It was known by everyone. I mean, it was just something that everyone knew. Like his close friend circle, everybody knew that he carried a prop gun.
Have you ever seen Rocky carry a real firearm in public?
Not in public, no.
Now, the prop gun that you've been talking about, what type is it, or was it?
It was a Glock 26.
And did you ever do anything to that prop gun to modify it?
Yes. I added this thing on the side of it called a clip draw, and what that is essentially it lays flush to the slide, and it allows you to put it in your waistband more securely, so if you have to carry it out. And then I also added a clear extended magazine on it.
And why did you put the clear extended magazine on it?
Well, the Glock 26 is a small, like, subcompact gun. The whole point of him carrying this was to make it look intimidating, to kind of scare people off that were going to try to harm him. So having the clear magazine and extended magazine made it look a little bit more intimidating.
To your knowledge, did there come a point where Rocky stopped carrying that prop gun?
Yes, it was after November
Now,
6th.
objection foundation in terms of how he knows this, can we get the foundation?
How do you know?
Oh, because I was part of the decision. He gave it to me. He gave it to me after.
Objection's overruled. Thank you.
And why was that decision made?
That's going to call for speculation unless it's first-hand knowledge.
Overruled.
The decision was made because, like I said, he carried it to deter violence, and then on November 6th, after the incident, it obviously didn't work, and he decided to just get actual armed security. He didn't want to carry it anymore.
Do you know what happened to that prop gun?
Yes, I brought it back to New York.
Can you tell us about that?
Yeah, so after he gave it back to me, January, I believe, of next year, 2022, I flew back to New York with it, and I gave it to the co-director that we got it from.
When you said you gave it to him in New York, how did you get to New York with the prop gun?
Oh, we took a private jet.
Now, do you know if Rocky was licensed to possess firearms in 2021?
That's going to, again, call for hearsay.
Sustain.
Do you know if Rocky owned firearms in 2021?
And that's also the last foundation the way it's asked. Ask him what he knows, what he's seen.
You can answer.
Yes, he did.
And what firearms did he own?
It was a Desert Eagle 44 Magnum and an AR-10 rifle.
And are they designed to accommodate 9mm caliber ammunition?
No, they're not.
Have you ever been to Rocky Summit?
Yes,
How often?
many times.
And have you ever seen firearms ammunition there?
Yes.
Did you ever plan on going to a shooting range with Rocky?
Yeah, we did. It was in the summertime of 21, I would say July, August, somewhere around there.
And what preparations did you make in order to go?
So I came to his place first with my both of my pistols, my handguns. And while we were there, I was oiling the guns up and loading the magazines, and also calling around the shooting ranges to try to secure like a private area, a private room.
And why did you do that? Why were you looking for a private room?
Well, because of who he is, he's a celebrity, and we just didn't want to cause a commotion going there. And usually when we go out places, we do try to get a private room. Like,
Okay. In this instance, did you actually end up going to the shooting range?
no, we couldn't secure anything. Everything was booked out, or just nothing was available that day.
Okay. So what did you do instead?
Just hung out at this place. We had a couple drinks, talk, bullshit.
Okay. Did you go home that night?
I did.
And did you bring your weapons and ammunition back with you?
I did not.
Why not?
Because I had a couple drinks. I didn't think it'd be wise to travel with my firearms.
Okay. Did you go back to Rocky's house to retrieve your belongings at some point?
Yeah, the next day I did.
And at that time, did you take everything with you?
I took everything except for one magazine. It was a Glock 43 magazine.
Okay. Now, do you own a Glock 43?
I do not.
All right. So why did you have a Glock 43 magazine?
So when I purchased my Glock 42, and I was at the gun shop buying accessories for it, more magazines, I had mistakenly grabbed the Glock 43 magazine. When you're in the store, everything is like right next to each other. So it's the Glock section, it's all of the list, the 17, 19, it's all the accessories. They were right next to each other, and I grabbed it mistakenly. I didn't realize until that day that I had mistakenly grabbed it.
And I want to show you what's in evidence is Exhibit 40. Give us Exhibit 40. 40B? 40B. direct your attention to this right here.
Yes.
For the record, he pointed to what appears to be a handgun magazine in the middle of the photo, or other magazines and rounds in the video. Is that correct, Ron?
That's accurate.
Okay, that's 11. I just pointed to. What is that?
That's my Glock 43 magazine.
Was this magazine ever used?
No.
Can you tell that from looking at the picture?
Personally, I guess, because I mean, I own firearms and I own other magazines. Usually it has wear marks on the side of it from going in and out of the pistol or firearm. So that one has nothing on it. It's clearly brand new. It's just loaded.
I want to show you what's in evidence equals exhibit 42.
You don't have to take them all out. We'll stipulate some numbers if you like.
Let's do this. Can you zoom in on it? Away. Okay. Why don't we do this? Yeah. So I want you to take a look at this. Cartridge. How many recognize that?
Yes.
What is it?
It's a 6-hour 9mm cartridge. It's mine.
Is that the ammunition that you left at Rocky's house?
Correct, yes.
The one that, excuse me, ammunition that was contained in that magazine that we just saw?
That's correct.
By the way, going back to the magazine, when you realized it was the wrong one, why didn't you return?
It's a $20 magazine. It would have cost more in gas to go there back and forth in my time.
Okay. All right, I want to show you what's in evidence is defense exhibit CC. Look, do you see the two shell casings on the right?
Yes.
Can you see the imprint on the bottom of those shell casings? Can you make it out?
Yes.
Okay. And what do they say? What's the imprint?
FC 9mm Luger.
Okay. Can you tell us what brand these casings are?
That's Federal.
Okay. And the cartridges on the left, are those the cartridges that you just saw?
Yeah, the one you just handed me.
Okay, that's the 9mm ammunition that you left in Rocky's house?
Correct.
Okay, and what brand is that?
SIG, 6-hour.
Alright, so are these 9mm shell casings on the right the same brand as your 9mm ammunition on the left?
They're not.
Thank you, I don't have anything further.